Okay, I have now. Okay, so I'm going to call the topic quadratic equations. But what we want to talk about in quadratic equation is quite different from what we've always been talking about. So let's write the date to start with. Today is 17th. So again, our objective this morning is as follows. I believe you can see what I'm writing irrespective of how do I say, scattered and unorganized it is. The problem is, this is the best I can do, putting my hand here, and I have to be able to write on the screen, so it makes it kind of imbalanced. Okay, so please bear with me. Okay. As given roots. So this is our main objective today, to be able to find quadratic equations, any quadratic equation with given roots. Yes, a quadratic equations with given roots. What does roots mean? Can I see the board? Does it apply to our alone? Anyone else? Can I see the board?
I can see the board.
Okay, Charlene, what could be the problem?
Yeah, me too.
What could be the problem? Then what can you see? Could you take a picture of your screen and send to the WeChat group so we can help out? You want to take a picture of your screen and send to the WeChat group so we can help out? Everybody can see, I think. So I asked a question, what does root mean, guys? While we are waiting for her to send the picture.
Solution.
Solution, good. The answer we get whenever we solve quadratic equation, all right? So I'm gonna put a starter here. So while we're looking at a problem with Shirley's computer, I want us to make an attempt on this problem. So starter, well, from this starter, now move forward today, okay? So the starter is to solve, okay, same thing. Even that, I can't really see what is on your screen. Do you want to take a better picture and take it like this? Not, you know, the way you took it is like this. Take it like this, you know. So we'll be able to read what is there. And that's Chinese. So guys, what's happening with what you can see on the WeChat? Does anybody have an idea? This is from the viewer's end. Unfortunately.
Maybe try like leaving the group and then joining again.
Okay, did you hear that? Leave and join again. All right, so leave the group and join again. Thank you, Giselle.
Don't you have to like click somewhere to actually go to the board?
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, not really. It just appears.
It appears sometimes?
No, because I can pin Mr. Daniel's camera, and then
Oh.
and then I'll only see the camera. And then if I unpin it and then I click onto the board, then I can see the board.
Oh, I see.
Not for me. Like the board, it's like the background, and then like Mr. Daniel is like a tiny little window. I just moved to the corner.
Oh, I see. Charlie, why don't you join and, leave and join again, and let's see. Then if that doesn't work, then we'll follow Grata's. Okay, she's trying to join again. There she comes. So let us know if you see the board now.
So Shirley, if you're using a computer, you will see a reverse American looking flag thing in the corner. And then if you hover over it, it says swap shared screen with video, but in Chinese, and then click that. And then that should give you the board.
Can you see the board now, Charlie? Can you hear me? Okay, she said she could see now. Thank you, everyone. All right, so let's do this. Solve the equation. I'm going to give you two equations to solve. So the first one is just going to be simple cases because we want to explain something from this, all right? Not because you don't know how to solve the equation, but we want to derive something when you're done, okay? So x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals to 0. That's the first one. The second, let's start the first one. That's the second problem. Let me know when you're done. Done with one, done with two, so just write something. Good. Good, Dennis.
With both.
Good. Good, all right. So most people are done with one, and some of us are done with both. That's good. So let's have like 2 more minutes. Done with both, thank you. Done with both, thank you. Done with one, thank you. Done with both, thank you. Done with both, thank you. Done with one, done with both, thank you. Both, thank you. All right, I think we can move on at this point. I think I have most people done with both now. All right, so you would have done, this is a monic equation. Remember what monic is from last time? Somebody remind me what monic means.
Is it one term?
Not a one term. It has to do with one, of course, but one what? Think again. Just
When A is equal to 1.
when A is equal to 1. Just a minute. The light in the background is somehow. I don't know if that's better or worse. Oh, this is good. The light in the background was really. Is this okay, guys? Or is the other one better?
This is this is fine.
All right, thanks. So when A is equal to 1, then we have a monic equation. When the leading coefficient, we call it the leading coefficient, all right? When the leading coefficient is 1. So when the leading coefficient is 1, you can easily factorize, okay? And the factors will be 2 and 4. So this will be x plus 2, and that will be x plus 4 equals to 0, yeah? So if the product of these two factors are 0, then either x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 4 is equal to 0. That is, one of them has to be 0. So from this linear equation, x is equal to -2, and from this, x is equal to -4. So these are the roots. And the second problem, we're going to do exactly what we did last week. I'm trying to make sure we master the technique. The product will be -6x squared. Factors of 6, I have 1, 6, or 2, 3. Both of these can give 5 in different ways. Because we need +5, this will have to be negative, this will be positive, or this is positive, this is positive. But then the product has to be -6. The product here cannot be -6. The product here will be -6. Consequently, this is what we need. So it will be 2x squared, -x, positive 6x, -3 equals to 0. Such that x is factorized here, giving 2x minus 1. Then we have 3. 2x minus 1. Just make sure you check all your steps. If it looks different from this, show me. If you skip any step, you are not doing the right thing. Okay, so from this point, we say either, for the product to be 0, of course, either 2x minus 1 is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. So from here, 2x equals to 1, which implies x equals 1 over 2. From here, x is equal to -3, and that remains x equals -3. Does it make sense? Okay. All right, so this is what we did. Does everybody agree with me, or did I make any mistake somewhere? Anyone? Talk to me.
We agree.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Good. So now, we want to now generalize. What we are trying to do today is, if I give you this, how do you get this back? So that's the reverse. Also, if I give you this, how do you get this back? That's what we're trying to do today, okay? So let's start by doing this. Now, so I'm going to say forming equation. Now, if alpha and beta, these are Greek letters, okay? This is alpha, this is alpha, this is infinity, all right? This is alpha, so take note. Beta is like this, okay? They are Greek letters, okay? If alpha and beta are quadratic equations, are roots of quadratic equations, well, we don't know whether alpha and beta are equal. We don't know anything about them, we don't care, but we know they are roots. Whether they are whole numbers or fractions, usually we deal with rationals, no decimals. Okay. So in the previous example, I wouldn't expect anybody to write 0.5 here. Always try to avoid decimals, please. If alpha and beta are the roots of a quadratic equation, in X, then the roots, the equations, right? And the equation is, now let's come back here. What can anybody say about this and this? Can you say something?
Yeah. There's both 2 and 4, but it's one's positive, one's negative.
What do you mean one is positive, one is negative? Explain further.
Like the root is like -2 and -4, but when it's like in the equation, it's positive.
So what does that tell you about the position in the bracket and when it is a root?
The root's like the opposite sign, like
Good.
positive or negative.
Good. So it's opposite sign. And we can see that also here. When you had -3 here, here it was +3. When you had half here, it was 2x minus 1. Basically, that 2x minus 1 is the same as that. That must have been solved. So if you solve this, it's equal to the in bracket of this also, you're going to still get this. Do you understand my point, everyone?
Yes.
To me. All right, good. So based on what Giselle has said, you see that it is in opposite sign. So if alpha and beta are the roots, then the root of the equation, I'm going to put it in 2 ways. One way is this. The equation must have been minus alpha in the bracket, also minus beta in the bracket, equals to 0. Do you agree? This is one method. Put it in the box. The equation is x minus alpha, x minus beta equals to 0. Now, this is not the end. So this is the first one. From this first method, we can deduce the second method, and both methods we will learn today. What happens when you expand the brackets? Expanding the brackets, this is what we get. So expand this for me, everyone. Class, expand this for me. Expand this bracket. This equation, x squared.
Minus alpha x or minus beta x?
Minus beta x first, because x goes here first. So maybe I do that step by step. Hold on, let's do that step by step. So expanding the bracket we get, so initially we had x minus alpha, x minus beta equals 0. So this now implies this x opens this bracket, then the minus alpha also opens the bracket. So this is what I want you to always do. I'm not saying this step, but you should go that way. This, not this, then alpha goes, then it's always confusing when people go like that. So let's do that now. X squared, like just inside this is beta x. What's the next?
And then minus alpha x.
Good, minus alpha x. Then what's the last one? What's the last?
Beta alpha plus beta
Alpha, beta.
alpha.
Alphabetical order. Alpha, beta. You will agree with me that we could actually factorize the middle one, can't we? Because we want to make it look like, a quadratic equation is always something like ax squared plus bx plus c, only 3 terms. One term in x squared, one term in x, and a constant before equals to 0. So we want to make it that. So by factorizing that, so what can we factorize out from the middle?
X.
Think again.
Minus x.
Minus x, good. So minus x, then what do we have in the bracket?
Beta.
Good.
Plus alpha.
Plus alpha beta equals 0. Now this is addition. It doesn't matter which one comes first. So we're just going to arrange in alphabetical order. And also, we do not write xb, rather we say bx. So the x is always on the right. So because of that, we're going to write as x squared x squared minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta equals 0. Agreed? Now, what does alpha plus beta mean? What is alpha and beta? What do they represent in this problem?
The roots.
The roots. So what does this alpha plus beta, what does that stand for?
When you add the two
C.
solutions together.
Good. So basically, what we have written here means x squared minus sum of roots, okay, plus, what does this mean? The product. So this is the second method. This is just explanation, what it means. So that is, so this is the second method. So the first method is the brackets one, where you need to expand. The second method is to apply the sum and the roots. In any case, you will get the equation back. So I call this method 1. Let's call this method 2. Questions? I've only been hearing from a few people, Justin, Carter, Yanko, Giselle, and Joey. What happens to the rest of us? You know how I like my class to be? You must communicate one way or the other. If you have a problem with your mic, I expect you. Did Nelson respond today?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, okay, then Elson added to the list. Not with the voice, but the chat. Good. All right. Yes, either the voice or the chat, preferably the voice. But if your mic isn't working for one reason or the other, just type in response. Okay. I want an interactive session, please. Now, can I move to the next part of the board? Let's see how this works, especially for the questions we have just done. Okay. So we're going to practice. We're going to stick to the first method. I'm going to assume we are beginners, so I'm not going to rush the two methods. So we're going to stick to the first method. I'm going to give you an example using the starter you have done. Then I will put some questions on the board. I will want you to do that quickly. Okay. So let's begin. Examples. Okay, so examples. So I'll say on method 1. So which means the activity that follows must also be on method 1. My one looks like something else. Just write that. That's better. Nice. Anyway, you understand. That's what matters. So let's go back to. So here we got -4 and -2. So I'm going to put a general instruction. The general instruction will be find the quadratic equation. Someone is trying to join, Anika. Find the quadratic equation in X. X, whose roots, oops, whose roots are space. Okay, whose roots are, so number 1, the roots are -2 and -4. That's the first one, right? So what you need to do is to say alpha is -2, beta is -2, -4. So we identify them as alpha and beta as a general way of doing it. So you write the formula we have deduced, x minus alpha, x minus beta is equal to 0. That is from this step. So I would say from x minus alpha. So it's like stating the formula. Talk to me, guys. It's like stating the formula. Do you understand?
Yes.
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 So from x minus alpha, x minus beta equals 0. So this implies, this arrow means implies, all right? This implies that we have x minus -2, basically, right? Then x minus -4 equals 0. So this is your x, this is your minus, your alpha is negative. And also this is your x, this is the minus, your beta is also negative. Actually, you may decide to skip that step and just write x plus 2, x plus 4 directly. That's also allowed. So basically what I'm saying is you may just identify, state your formula, and move here. You may not need to do this. But I want to see the step that I put on check. So if you expand, so we're going to have x squared plus 4x. Make sure the first time expand the bracket first. Okay, then 2x plus 8 equals to 0. So that implies x squared plus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. The instruction is to find quadratic equation in x. You have just found quadratic equation in x. That's it. Questions? Half on minus 3. So the second, whose roots are 1 over 2 and negative 3. Again, my alpha here will be 1 over 2 and my beta here is negative 3. And I'm going to state what I'm doing again from, I want that stated all the time. Who can remind me the reason I said you should always state formula all the time? The reason
So you can find which step is wrong and you can, like, change it.
not really, Uncle. Not
Oh,
really,
okay.
but nice try. Now the reason to always state the formula. What's Justin? Justin, you said something. Could you repeat that? Justin? Can you hear me?
We can still hear you.
No, I mean, Justin said something. I didn't get that.
I can't.
Okay, can somebody remind me the reason I suggest you always state formula, even if you are solving 10 questions, you state the formula 10 times. Oh, okay, I get it, Justin. So can somebody tell us, either by voice or you type if your mic has problem for now? You can try to fix your mic later.
What? So you can remember the formula?
That's it. Because
Okay.
once you state it over and over again, you remember the formula. That's the main reason, all right? So this is going to be x. So because my alpha is positive, in the brackets will be negative. Because my beta is negative, in the bracket it will be positive. Does this make sense, everyone?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to expand the bracket again. So that will be x squared. Yes, tell me the next term.
Plus 3x minus 1 over 2x. And then minus 3 over 2.
Good. Anika, what's going on? You keep going in and out. Did you go to the washroom? You keep going in and out of the class. All right, so who can tell us what is the best way to move forward from this step? Best way to move forward. I never know even my hand could work on this one. Get rid of a fraction. How can we get rid of a fraction, Justin?
Multiplied by the denominator.
Which is, in this case?
2.
2.
All right. Anika, I was just messing with you, don't worry. I'll join again with my laptop because I can't hear with my phone. I get it. I was just making fun of you. So I'm assuming you're going to the washroom from the class. All right, so like Justin said, we're going to multiply through by the LCM, which is 2. So we're going to say multiply through by 2. Okay. So if you multiply through by 2, so this would be 2x squared. This would be 6x. This is negative x, and this is negative 3. Does everybody get that? So that gives 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals to 0. Can we see that? So if you notice, this is exactly what we solved to be able to get the results that we got. So now we're going to do activity 1. Are we ready? So I'm going to put it right here. So task 1. Same instruction, Find the quadratic equation in X whose roots are question 1, 2, and 3. Question 2, -4 and 1. Question 3, 5 and -2. 4, 1/2 and 2, or let's say -1/2 because we already had 1/2. And finally, 3/2, so -3/2 and 2/3. So let's solve this 5. I'll make a post for submission on Edmodo. Remember the Sesonia stuff that I showed you the last time? If you have the application, you can make use of that, or you can make use of your notebook, but take a picture neatly. I'll see if I can find one of Joey's submission. I love the way she took the picture. Was it Joey? I'm not sure now. Maybe it's Joey. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, Ansen also took a very clear picture. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Ansen, is Ansen here? Hello, is Ansen here?
Yes, I'm here.
All
Yes,
right.
I'm here.
Do you mind if I show your stuff to the class, your paper to
That's
the
fine.
class? Is it
That's
okay?
fine.
All right. And let me see another sample I can show you guys. Candy also. Is Candy okay with it? Showing the class what she has done? Is Candy here? Or is she replying and I'm not seeing the chat? Wait, is Candy here, everyone? Anyway, so this is Ansen's work. Where's Ansen? Yeah. So you can see the neatness is clear enough. I don't know how she took this picture. Maybe she scanned it with some application. Ansen, did you scan with an application or you just took a picture and your hand was so straight? So this looks like scan work to me.
No, because I took it with an application and Photoshop.
Oh,
So,
well, you don't have to go through the stress, guys, okay, of doing Photoshop. So just make sure you scan and, or you could use Sonia's way of doing it. Look at that. So she must have written using the Apple, some application on Apple. Okay, so please. So these are a few, I believe everybody saw what I shared. So these are a few examples of how to. Please do not take a picture that is not so clear so I can grade it and send it back also neatly. And leave room for any comments or check mark. So don't squeeze in like 3 solutions on one line. So leave room for check marks. Okay, so continue with your work. Once you are done, just wait for my post. Guys, I'm adding 2 questions in short form. Short form might be complicated using this method. Okay, don't worry about it. Sorry. Ignore 6 and 7. We'll do that in the second method. Okay, so don't worry about it. I'll just post only these 5. So I put a due date for later. So if you're not able to complete it now, in fact, I'll put it for tomorrow, just in case anyone is struggling with something and do not want to delay the class. So I'll put it for maybe 10 or 12 tomorrow. The same thing for tax 2. I'll do the same when I set it later. So if you check online, I have just uploaded what needs to be done. Can somebody show me what their ed module looks like? Because mine looks a bit weird. I'll share my screen with you. I try to use LaTeX command. Okay, let me show. So this is what I use. Okay, somebody sent some chats. Let's see what you sent me. Yeah, that's what I can see too. It's weird. Okay, so this is what I did. I expect it to be on the same line. Can you see that? Yeah, that's okay, Kelly. I know you still have to change by WeChat. So this is what I did. Okay, can you guys see that? So, and if I save it, I expect these two to be on the same line. But anyway, you understand, this is the same line, minus half and 2, minus 3 over 2 and 2 over 3. The LaTeX command is to enable it have a better output in mathematical format. Okay? All right, let's go back to the board. Thank you, Alex. It's just to have the instruction on the on Edmodo. All right. Maybe just because of fraction. Yeah, maybe Justin, maybe. But I expect you to have them on the same line. But anyway. No, Justin, if you look at this, I think it's because of the LaTeX format that I use. Because even here, as I use method 1 only, find the quadratic equation in X. So in X, even that was broken down into different lines. Can you see that? So even that was broken down, yeah. So I guess it's the LaTeX formatting. So I'm going to remove the LaTeX formatting in X parts. So at least that stays on the line. But I don't want to do the same for fraction. Can you see it? Now this goes back to normal. So it must be the LaTeX formatting. We don't really need it for this, but this is important so that it looks normal. Anyways, I can see some people are turning in already. Well done. So Kelly, you sent to me privately on WeChat since you cannot upload on Edmodo from mainland. So that's okay. So we'll give you about 5 more minutes. If anyone is not able to complete it, you can take your time later to do it. And we move to method 2. Work received, Kelly. Oh, let me say some work received. One more pick, no problem. No problem, Miss K. Submission been received. Well done, guys. Oh, that's fast. I'm seeing a lot of notifications here. Yes, Miss K. Second picture received, Kelly. Good job, guys. I'm seeing lots of submission already. That was fast. Well done, everybody. So let me see how many work has been submitted. Twelve submissions so far. Good job, guys. So 2 more minutes. So if you're not able to submit, please take your time and turn it in later. Particularly that will be 13 submissions actually. Okay, now 14. And the notification came in. Okay, so 2 more minutes, then we move on. All right, so let's begin. So everybody, let's come back to the board. Can you guys still see my board?
Yes, we can still see your board.
Thank you so much, Yanko. Now, does anybody have questions regarding the exercise before I proceed? I haven't checked your work, so I can't really tell you what mistakes could be at this time. So I don't want to discuss the correction unless um, maybe I just scan through some of the work you've sent in. Okay. Okay, I've scanned through at random. I don't think there's any issue. Yeah, very good. Very good. All right, so let's move on. If there are issues, we'll discuss it before we begin next time, okay? So now we're going to use method 2, okay? Examples on method 2 now. So again, we will begin with the question. So the instruction is the same. Find a quadratic equation whose roots are. Just going to write it. Now work received. Whoever upload, thank you. So again, we start with -2 and -4. So here, alpha remains -2, beta remains -4. Unlike the first method, so let's look at second method again. So the second method only requires that we find the sum and the product. Okay, we find the sum and the product. Okay, sum of roots and product of roots. So you can call it alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So either way is fine actually. So because I call it alpha and beta here, so I'm just going to say alpha plus beta, that's -2 plus -4, which is -6. Alpha beta is -2 times -4, which is +8. Then the formula I'm using this time is x squared minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta equals to 0. I just substitute. All right, I substitute. Is this from the class? Yes, sir. You have a question? Uh-oh. Okay, try to connect again. So let's substitute. So x squared minus, what is our alpha plus beta now? What's our alpha plus?
-6.
-6. So I just put it in the bracket. Okay. And alpha beta is 8 equals to 0. So finally, I get that. So we can see that even with the second method, we still got the same thing as the first method. So for the second question, we have 1/2 and -3. So 1/2 and -3. So my alpha is 1/2, my beta is -3. So again, you find alpha plus beta, which is 1/2 plus -3. Yeah, and that is just 1/2 actually minus 3/1. So LCM, this will be -2.5, which is -5/2. Always leave it in rational fraction, in rational form. Always in fraction, no decimal, please. All right, so alpha beta means multiply this and that. So you get -3/2. So just like the first one, proceed from the formula is x squared minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta equals to 0. We have x squared minus alpha plus beta is a negative. Alpha beta is also negative. Yes, if you understand what I've done so far from everybody, please. I need to be sure I'm not leaving anyone behind. If you understand what I've done so far, please type in yes.
I understand.
All right. I'm waiting for more people. I can't see some names yet. Anika, so why did you keep quiet all along? See, this is why I need you to respond. Anika, we've talked about this before. So if I did not ask, you'll be quiet all along. Now turn on your mic. All right, just last step. Okay, x squared is x squared. Negative is negative. Alpha plus beta, you just come here and pick it and put it there. X, x, plus, plus. Alpha, beta, you come here and put it in. Is that clear now? So it's just substitution. Same thing we did here. After you write, so you always write your formula. The first thing is you find alpha plus beta and alpha beta. That's the first thing you must always do. Then you state your formula. When you state your formula, then you substitute x squared minus alpha plus beta, put it in, x follows, plus follows, alpha beta is positive also. Okay, then you just simplify. Same thing we have done here. Find your alpha plus beta and alpha beta, state your formula, and substitute. All right, so now that everyone is along, so we can open the bracket first. Opening the bracket gives x squared plus 5 over 2x and negative 3 over 2 equals 0. Then like Justin said the last time, we multiply by the LCM, which is 2. So we multiply by 2, we get 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0, which is exactly what we had before. Okay, so this is the case of integers. This is a case of rational numbers, that is fraction. Okay, so I'm going to put another case, the case of surds. So if the roots, when the roots are 3, I avoid 3, 1 minus root 7, and 1 plus root 7. So we're going to do this. So again, my alpha is the first one, and my beta is the second one. This is the instruction from the book. This is where my solution begins. So when I give you a question, you don't have to write this first step. You start exactly from identifying alpha and beta. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay, so this is like the instruction on the paper. So this is my answer in my own ink. So I take this as the instruction in IGCSE question or IB or whatever. Then this is the first line of my answer written in my ink. Okay, so don't step up. So now that we identify alpha and beta, class, I need it to be part of this one now. What do I do first?
Do alpha plus beta.
Good. So let's see, alpha plus beta. So what is that? Talk to me. Talk me through it. Come on, guys. Talk me through it.
1 minus root 7
Good.
plus 1 plus root 7,
Good. So,
which is 2.
2. And it is 2 because minus root 7 and plus root 7 cancel, right? So alpha beta, 1 minus root 7, brackets 1 plus root 7. So how do I do this? I'm waiting. Hello.
You do 1 and then minus root 7 plus root 7.
Where do you get minus root 7 plus root 7, sir?
Negative root 7 times 1.
So your expansion, you started with what? Explain. 1 times?
1 times, I did it like the opposite way. It should be plus root 7 minus root 7.
Yes, please. So please avoid that. Told you that before. So it's going to be 1. So we have 1. All right. 1 plus root 7 minus root 7.
Let me see. Root 7 squared.
Negative 7.
Root 7 squared. What is
Which is like 7.
Which is 7. So this is going to be 1. This cancels, and we have minus 7, which is negative 6. Actually, you don't have to go through all this. Okay, so this is another way of getting alpha beta now. Alpha beta, 1 minus root 7, 1 plus root 7. What does this look like to you? Does this look familiar? Something of this format?
Yes, like the quadratic equation.
Not really.
Oh, the x minus theta, x minus something.
Like what's x minus?
Difference of two squares.
Difference of 2 squared. Thank you, Austin. So it looks like x minus y, x plus y, right? And this is the factorized form of difference of 2 squared. The original form is x squared minus y squared, isn't it? So whenever you have equations, roots in surd form like this, they are always conjugates of, they are always, yes, conjugates of each other, which means one we have plus, one with minus, but both of them are exactly 1 minus 1 and root 7, 1 and root 7 in the same order. So in that case, we just say 1 squared minus root 7 squared. So you don't have to go through the process of expansion, which is 1 minus 7, and that is 6. So it's either you expand and show me these 3 steps, okay? Actually, there are 4 steps now. Or you use difference of 2 squared. But if I'm using difference of 2 squared, I have to see this first, yes. Anyway.
Mr. Daniel?
Yes.
I think it should be negative 6.
Right, that's true. Thank you. That's true. Thank you so much for that. So it's negative 6. So either way, you can get your alpha beta and alpha minus beta, alpha plus beta. Somebody confirm if they understand or not. I need response from everybody on the chat room. Yes, if you
I
understand.
understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
All right, all right, all right. I'm waiting for others. Or has everyone replied? I think so. Okay, so now that we have our alpha plus, so basically for this method, your goal is to find alpha plus beta and alpha beta. You have done that. So the next thing is to state the formula, okay, from our usual formula, which is x squared minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta equals 0. So we're gonna have x squared minus alpha plus beta is 2. So there's no need for bracket. Plus alpha beta, which is negative, so there is need for brackets here. Then it will be x squared minus 2x minus 6 equals to 0. Any questions? Clear to everyone? Did I make any mistake here? Please let us know if you see any form of mistake. So I believe there are no questions. All right. So we're going to begin method 2 activity. And that's all for today, actually. So you can, in the next, say, 10 minutes or thereabouts, if there are no questions as you try to do activity 2, I will end the class. Then you can take your time and submit at your pace. All right. So for the method 2, I'm still editing the questions, so but I'm going to post the partially edited question online, so you can begin the first few questions. But for the last 2, you're going to have to wait. Okay, you're going to have to wait for the last 2 because I'm trying to put questions in short form. Actually, the last 3 will be in short form. Okay. If I'm posting 1 to 7, there will be 10 problems altogether using method 2. Again, the due date will be set for tomorrow. What time tomorrow did I fix the first one? 12. All right, so I'll do the same for this. Tomorrow by 12 p.m. All right, so you may check online now. Okay, so our set. Oh, Anika, are you checking on phone or the computer? Anika, are you checking on the phone or computer? Phone, that's why. Can you check on the computer, please? Send me what you see. Yeah, you see what Alex sent? That's what you should see. And Alex, could you refresh the page? She looks different now. Tanika, check on the computer and send us what you see. Alex, refresh and send us what you see also. Thank you. Okay, so Anika, this is what you should see. Yeah, Anika says okay now. All right, so we're all good. Can you send a picture of what you see also, Anika? Okay, I've sent it. Exactly. So this is what you should have. Okay, thank you guys. So you will only see this if you're using the phone. I guess the phone application does not support LaTeX formatting. But if you look at this, you will be able, if you use the computer, you will see this format. Oh, number 10, I wrote minus minus, so that must be a typo. Can everybody see that? And number 10?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm going to edit that now. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. Anyway, so I'm going to edit that while we are still online now. Okay, so I'm going to put the second one as positive because they are meant to be conjugate swords. So you should see this now. So that's your number 10. I put whose roots are because I don't want too many numbers confusing. So you know this is the question and this is the instruction. Okay.
So do we need to write like whose roots are?
No, you don't need to write that. Again, this is the question. You are meant to begin from that point. You're supposed to start with something like this. Alpha equals to beta equals 3. That's your starting point. I said that in the example. Giselle, is that clear?
Yes.
So this is where you begin. You don't have business with the first line, which should have been maybe 2 and 3. Okay, you don't have business with that. You have business with this line. Understood?
Yes, but can I still write it just to make it clear?
Of course, you can. You can. Is that clear, everyone? Any questions?
No questions.
All right. So if there are no questions, is it okay if we stop the class at this moment so people can get on with their lives?
Yes.
All right, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Tomorrow?
No, sorry, Wednesday.
Oh my God, it scared me.
Carter is very scared to have math lessons tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, so we'll see each other on Wednesday. All right. Have fun. Bye.
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 See you Wednesday.